Hey, welcome back, everybody. And I always say it's a special episode, but I'm tell you guys something. I look at this guy as one of my mentors in the podcast world. He is one of the guys who's been doing this thing and making it happen for all of us funk heads out here. It's not a lot of places that get as deep as this man does when it comes to being on the YouTube and bringing the funk the way we like it. I want to introduce to everybody the one, the only, Scott, Dr. Good Times, Dr. Let me make sure. Take two.
EX.
GX Goldfine. Give it up for him, everybody. Yeah. All right.
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
Welcome, Scott.
What is up?
hey. What's good, guys? Thank you for having me. So good to be here.
Man,
Man, it's an honor to have you on here, man. Really.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to get back to your name again because kind of did a little bit of research and I know Scott. I know Goldfine, but that GX, there's a special meaning to that GX. I thought it meant good times, but I could be wrong. So can you shine a little light on that for me?
Well, there's kind of multiple things that go into that. When I was a young man, Dr. J was probably my favorite player.
Mm.
And
Huh.
I used to play a lot of hoop myself. I don't know if you guys know the game Hustle,
Mm.
where it's like everybody's for themselves, and you could end up with like 12 or 15 guys on the court all trying to score, and the first one to 21 wins.
Oh man, that's
So
hardcore. Okay.
yeah, I used to play that a lot, and so I got a little bit of the Dr. G, name from that. And
Ah,
then
okay.
as I got into DJing, went for the GX because my first ride was a 310 GX that I tricked out completely.
Ah.
And
Okay.
so I had the Dr. GX mobile, and I became GX. And then it was good times for me as a mobile disc jockey and a club disc jockey.
Oh, I got it.
That
So
all fit.
see, and I thought the X was like, the multiplication sign. So I was like, okay, maybe he's talking about good times. I don't know. But yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate you clearing that up, man. You've been funking around on the net for a long time, man. It looks like the the funkin stuff.net. Am I saying it right? Correct me on that.
Funkin'
Funkinstuff.net.
stuff.
Funkinstuff.net's been around since 2016.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I was deep into the funk forever. And then I kind of got a little sidetracked doing the family thing for a
Mm,
while. And so I came back hard in 2016, as hard as I could.
mm,
And a lot of things went into that. My father was, his health was starting to wane. And I started thinking of, how much longer am I going to be around? And, I want to make
Right.
sure that I do what I'm most passionate about, and that is music and funk. And so I had to get back to it, and I did it by launching the book in 2016 and the podcast in 2017.
Are we talking about this
Wow.
book right here?
That was 25, like 25 or so years in the making before finally.
Wow.
Okay, but shine some light on that then, man. That's a long time to come up with something that I mean it's a great read. I know that. I'll tell everybody, highly recommend it. But man, 25 years in the making. Go ahead and shine a little
Wow.
light on that. What was what took so long?
Well, so in the 80s, back then, there were no books on funk. I mean, funk was just completely neglected, disregarded, disrespected, under the radar. The airwaves weren't funking like they should be at that time. I mean, it was a lonely world for a hardcore funketeer in the mid to late 80s for the most part. I mean, you had Prince doing his thing and you had George still hanging on doing his thing. But for the most part, man, it was like a desert of funk. So it's like, man, why aren't there books out? Because I would always look at Rolling Stone and, the rock magazines and also the black music magazines as well. But, every time I go to the bookstore and whatever, I mean, there were no books on funk. So I said, I'm going to change that. And I took on putting together the book. And I looked at it from too wide of a lens. I wanted it to be like the all-encompassing, like funk encyclopedia,
Mm,
that would just be reviews, history, stories, just bring because the funk is so vast and people don't realize.
oh,
And
that's
so
true.
when I tried to wrap all my arms around that and get it down to something that was really doable and manageable, I realized that there's no, I mean, it'll take me a lifetime
Mm.
to do that. So, um, the book was actually copyrighted in like 92,
Oh,
um,
okay.
you know, and I
Man.
had a lot of it done then, and I had posted some of it on the internet. There was an Ohio Players website in the early 90s, and I had the Ohio Players part of that posted there.
Hmm.
And people like Maria Funky Fly or whatever, if you know her,
No, I don't know her. I
oh,
like the
she's
name
a
though.
she's a funketeer from overseas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shout out to her. All right.
she was an Ohio Players nut, and she
Okay.
glommed onto that. And then I think it might have been what connected me and Ricky Vincent for the first time too. So
Oh,
Ricky
um,
so
Vincent.
how long you been knowing Rick?
I think
Well,
it was probably right around then, like 92 or so.
okay.
He was like, "Who is this guy that did this deep thing on the Ohio Players?" And they all wanted to know where they could get the book. And I was like,
Mm.
I'm working on it."
Yeah, I'm working on it. Give me time. Give me time.
Right. It's
Yeah.
coming.
It's
Yeah. So
go
we
ahead.
felt the same
Okay.
way. When you were saying how funk wasn't, it was like under the radar and it wasn't getting this respect or anything. We were feeling the same way. Well, I know I was
But
in
no,
the eighth grade, like, junior high and just growing up. Like they have hits on the radio, but how come the groups that are copying their sound are getting bigger than them? So that was kind of like my thing. And now we're finally getting action figures. You know,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I got mine. Where is it? This way, right back
Oh,
there. It's up there.
oh wait. Okay, we
I
pulling
got my
out
little
toys
bootsies
now.
up
Okay,
there.
wait. Well,
Where is it? Okay,
some.
it's directional.
Yeah,
Okay, there it is. That's
there we
better.
go. Okay, see,
Yeah.
that's yeah, that's courtesy of chaos. Making sure I had Uncle Jam in the army with me.
And of course, you can't forget these. This was so I was like a kid in the candy store when yep, yep,
Hey, we're all big kids at heart, man, and that's the trip.
yep, yep,
Because I mean,
yep.
look at us. We all are up there and pulling out
Hey man,
toys.
I was waiting for Mattel to come out with the whole P Funk conglomerate, Star Child, Diaper Man, Cernos. I was waiting for all the action figures, especially when Motor Booty came out. So didn't happen.
It did not happen, and I'm glad it's happening now with just the stuff we get now, man. Because this stuff is
Yeah.
rare and far few in between, but well deserved, man. Because as you said back then, and it's how you interpret the funk. It's a rarity, and if you can get something to show that, hey, I got my funk right here, man, it's all good.
So what was it about funk music and just the whole funk thing in general that captured you, that drew you to it? What how did that happen? Like what was that like?
Yeah. So when I was, let's see, fourth grade is probably what, like 10 years old. So my family moved from San Fernando Valley to Santa Monica, California, in Los Angeles. And the class I got into was a cross grade class. So they had four through six in one class. And it was also multi race and ethnic, whereas I had come from a very homogenous type situation in San Fernando Valley. So for the first time, I was exposed to the cultures and the music. And every Friday in that class, they would have like an hour where the kids could bring in their records from home and play
Oh,
them.
That
And
sounds
so
familiar. Okay.
that turned me
Yeah.
on to stuff I had never heard before. It turned me on to the Jackson Five and
Mm,
Edwin Starr
mm,
and, the funkier Motown stuff. And I was immediately, captivated and drawn to that. And that really
Right.
planted the seed for the funk because from there, I'd buy singles that I would hear. I'd got into the Stevie Wonders, the Higher Grounds, and Living for the City, and the Cool and the Gang stuff, and all that. And that just ended up leading to getting my first records ever, albums ever, which was first Ohio Players and the Mothership
mm.
Connection, and I was hooked for life.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
There you go.
that will do it right there. A lot of us kind of fell into the
Mhm.
funk right around that time because of that Mothership Connection album. And man, after that, it's a
The
lock.
Ohio players.
And Ohio players, right? That's
And when Earth, Wind and Fire and Kool and the Gang were funky,
oh yeah, oh yeah,
you know,
yeah,
all
Yeah,
of that.
Commodores are funky then too. I mean,
yeah.
Commodores, yep, yep.
that 70, like 3 to 76. I mean, of course, the later years were great too, but almost everyone was funking from like 73 to 76,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep. Like
because
I
it
remember
it
hearing
was
Machine
hard.
Gun on the radio for the
Oh
first
man, yeah.
time. Commodores. That was
Yeah, that was
that
back when Lionel
was
was still playing his saxophone, though, right? So it was he wasn't too worried about being up front, right? So
he had to be
it,
pushed up
yeah, yeah,
front.
it had to be pushed. But yeah, I was looking in your book, and you have like a rating on certain albums, right? Like the best I believe would be funky with an exclamation mark, or either if it wasn't too funky, it'll just have an F. I'm like, man, that's kind of cold because I know it's supposed to be spelling funky, but if you just see a F next to anything, it's almost like a fail. So uh, I like that grading curve, man. It was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked out pretty well. I was like really happy when that worked out that way.
No, that was perfect, man. That's
Like,
so
F, where's the unky?
no, because some of them would just spell out. Wait,
Right,
I,
that's
I
what
really
I'm
like the ones that said "fu" next to it.
saying.
Yeah, they can have little double meanings in
And,
some cases.
yeah,
That
but
was subliminal.
yeah, but you knew the ones that was definitely worth checking out because they were like funky with an exclamation mark. I don't remember right off the top of my head, but there's several in there that you marked as 100% funky. Do you remember
Well,
any, like with the Commodores, for example, which one of their albums that I think at least one of them made a funky, right?
yeah, I can't say I remember which one, but I know that the Blue album was
Out
from
on the
front to
tracks.
back,
Mm,
I thought one of the strongest. Some people throw some shade on it because Brickhouse got played out and stuff like that.
man,
But when that first
Oh
came
yeah,
out,
that
it was pretty hot front to back.
I later
absolutely.
found out why Brickhouse was so funky.
Uh-oh.
Billy Bass.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold
Him,
on. Okay,
him
here we
and
go.
Eddie.
Here we
I heard it
go.
was him and Eddie.
All right, so shine the light
That's
on
why.
those of us that don't know the players, because I always
Oh, you
thought it was
haven't
the
heard that story?
no man. I thought it was my dude that played bass for the Commodores who came up with that thing.
I did too.
LaPred,
Yeah, because matter of fact, he was on your show. Wasn't he talking about that? Or I,
he denied it on my show, but it is a rumor that persists out there.
oh, see, okay, see those
Yeah.
rumors. Look at all those
I heard
rumors.
I heard it from
A source, a good source.
I heard it from yeah, from the man himself, GC himself.
Okay.
And he said it was uh that it was at the time Eddie and Billy were working doing Motown sessions
Hmm. Hmm.
around, around the Shaky Ground era and for the Temptations. And they were just making songs and there was supposed to be an Eddie Hazel band,
Hmm. Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
Commodore's manager, James Carmichael, had heard them. He heard that track and he said he wanted that for his group. And that's, and I asked Billy Bass, when
What
I
Billy
met
say?
him.
What Billy say?
He said, "Oh, he telling that one." That's the way he said it. Oh, he's telling that one now. Huh?
Oh
So
man.
it's like it was kind of like, oh, I'm shocked that he's actually telling that now. So yeah, it was. I
Wow.
said, oh, okay,
That definitely was a funk infused album, like you said. You know, they could throw shade on it,
yeah,
if whatever, but that album was a good one, definitely.
yeah. The one before that, hot on the tracks.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
one. Fancy dancer.
yeah,
oh
yeah, that. Yeah,
yeah, it was just during that time, like you said, man. It was the music that was hidden, and it was everybody was getting their funk on. Literally, it was like, okay, this we done came out of the '60s, and now we leaning towards something heavier. You know, that's gonna really be a little more powerful, and with the groove, with mainly with the groove intended to be strong. That was the time right
right,
there.
Well, and it helped that those tracks were actually crossing over at that time too. I mean, you had number one hits that were hardcore funk, really,
Right,
and they were going to the top of the chart. Things
right.
like Jungle
mm,
Boogie and Fire and
Okay.
stuff like that. I mean, those were as
yeah,
funky as it gets, and they were huge hits.
yeah,
Did you ever get
yeah.
a chance
Jungle
to?
Boogie.
Oh, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was just saying, Jungle Boogie was captivating.
No,
Yeah.
I was just going to ask Scott. Have you did you get a chance to see or have you seen the Ohio players live in concert before?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to see them really four times. It was kind of like three different shows, but one time I got to see both the early and late show.
Mm,
So
Oh,
I was thinking back and trying to remember what was my first concert ever,
mm,
in terms of funk. And I think it might have been the Ohio Players.
wow.
Um,
mm,
yeah, because I saw them first around 76, I would say, at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles. And
okay.
Graham Central Station opening up.
Oh man,
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Had to
that was
take
a
buses with my friend. We none of us had driver's licenses or anything or cars, and taking the buses all the way to, the questionable part of Los Angeles. And yeah, that was a heck of a night because when we got out, um, the buses weren't running anymore, so we
oh
were
man.
stuck.
Oh,
Wait, so what did you do?
taxi,
Oh,
taxi.
We tried to get a taxi, and it was hard because taxis didn't want to come to that,
that part of the time.
Oh, wow.
where Shrine Auditorium was.
They
And
Mm.
messing with you, man.
also, we had no money.
Oh
So
Oh,
we finally got a cab, and when we got to our destination, we had to ditch the
no,
cab.
no, come on,
ah.
Scott.
See, Scott had the funk. He had the funk with him.
Going to these funk concerts, see what they make you do. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
We wait between.
Anything.
I'm just saying between the stories that we got catching buses and going here and there at an early age, we won't even get
And
into it, man. It's
not
just
knowing anyone and just
not
and
not having
everything.
money. The whole we're right there with you, Scott.
Yeah.
Oh man, let me see.
Yeah,
Now,
that's one of those made the funk be with you moments.
so you didn't tell him to pull up right in front of your house. You said, "Yeah, I'll stay right here," but you had a little further to go. I hope,
Oh
right?
yeah, no, it was
Okay.
not at our house. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, now, now I believe I read this in the book, but you can correct me. Was it Neil Diamond your first concert? See, look, I did my research, man. I did-
Yeah. Wow.
Talk to me about that
H-
show, man.
how many Neil Diamond songs can you name?
Uh, Not too many. But you probably could. So that's
I
shine
could,
the
yeah.
light. Okay, I mean, so I know that was a
Didn't he
special
Well,
do
time.
Crackling Rose? Was he the one that did Crackling Rose?
Cracklin' Rosie.
Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
there's one for chaos. Okay,
yeah.
zero for
Yeah.
Phil. Okay, so you was that your actual first real concert? I believe, though, right? Bef-
Yeah, there are two that were real early. I think it might have been the first one, or it might have been the other one, but that was with my mom. She was a huge Neil Diamond
Oh,
fan.
oh, that's right. That's what.
And
Right,
Okay.
so
right.
he played the
Okay.
Greek Theater, and that ended up being recorded and released as Hot August Night, which is like one of the most, it's a very famous live recording. And, there were people hanging out like outside. I don't know if you've ever been to the Greek Theater. It's like one of the best venues in Los Angeles. It's
I,
outside, about 3,000 seats. And sometimes people will hang in the perimeter, which is like
mm,
where trees and grass are outside the venue.
hmm.
And so he was calling out to the tree people, and they would scream.
So they were watching for free then, in other words, right?
I guess they let him chill up there. Yeah.
That's not,
Wow.
that's the
So,
best show.
so yeah,
There
there's
is
Neil
that.
Diamond. And then right around the same time, I saw the Eagles with
Mm.
my sister
Ah, okay.
at the Santa
Huh.
Monica Civic Auditorium. And
Huh.
that was when I got my first contact buzz because it
Man,
was
He,
like a knife to cut through this pot
uh,
smoke.
oh man.
That,
So it was enclosed. It wasn't an open venue. Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah.
oh, you got straight contact.
man.
Yeah,
And
that's
only
deep.
the reason why I brought up that because our music can come from, our funk can come from many different avenues, from Neil Diamond all the way to George Clinton. I mean, if you really just open up your ears and your mind to any type of music, you can find a little bit of something in there that you can gravitate to.
For sure. I mean, if you talk to those musicians, I mean, they'll tell you almost all of them have a very diverse, palette of music they listen to because you got to get all those influences to incorporate it in somehow and make it extra special with all those different influences that you bring together as one. Um, yeah. So when I grew up, I mean, my family, they weren't listening to funk, they were listening to, my dad was an audiophile though, so he was very into music and very into sound reproduction.
Mm.
And my grandfather the same. He was also, so it came down through generations to me to be into, audio equipment and sound and that kind of technology as well as music. It just changed with generations, from, like
Right.
standards and classical music and
Right.
Frank Sinatra and that kind of stuff and Perry Como and all that to the Beatles and Crosby, Stills and Nash and James Taylor and that kind of stuff. And then to me and them like freaking out with like, what is he listening to,
What once again trying to do my research. Didn't your grandpa let you play the Ohio Players on his state of the art recording system or record system? But tell me a little bit about that. I mean,
You bring back some great memories now, Phil.
yeah, but I mean, hey, I'm trying to make it happen.
Feeling all
That's
warm
what
and
it's all
fuzzy
about.
now.
It's good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So yeah, his house, he had a house in Hollywood, and you'd go in there and it was like going to an audiophile stereo store back
Oh,
in the day.
nice.
I mean, the front and the back were big rooms and they were completely filled with really high-end gear. Like, the turntables where you got all kinds of different like weights and levers and chains and things hanging off them, and
Dang.
the reel to reels with like the huge
Ah,
reels and
Yeah.
speakers that were from like the floor 3/4 of the way up the wall, Macintosh and all these, really high end stuff. And so just growing up with that, I would go over there whenever I could, and he would let me put music on those systems. And so, in particular, what you're talking about, I remember getting Contradiction and
oh,
bringing
that's
it over there and just blasting Hoochie Coo and the title track and all that. And he was just like listening to it. And he's like, they're just saying the same thing over and over again.
Hoochie coo. Oh man, but I bet you was in another world with it coming out of that sound system.
Oh, man, you can only imagine just
Right.
hearing that riff and the drums and mm, unreal.
Yeah,
Man,
I try to bring up some good times, man. Good memories. That's what it's all about. Some good thoughts, good times, and making it happen.
Well, what's so cool too about that was he would like, I would get his hand-me-downs of equipment.
Mm.
So,
mm, mm.
he'd give me like because he was constantly like changing, upgrading, swapping stuff. And so a lot of those cast-offs I got and
Like,
built up my own system.
says, bring them this way,
Uh,
Grandpa. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
So, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. You had mentioned when we got started about your DJ days. So, um,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about
oh, well,
that.
go ahead. You take it. Go ahead,
No, no,
Kay. Oh,
you had it ready, but I
I
was,
had it
yeah.
ready. Okay. Now, let's talk about your DJ days, man, because it's I see that. Let me see. I saw that you had some really high-end clients during your DJ days. So how how were you able to maneuver that? Was it just because, you were in the Mecca, LA, and you would just run across these folks, or did you have a nice manager or producer, someone hooking up these gigs? How did all of that come about?
Yeah. So it was all my doing.
Mm,
I started doing that in high school because, I wanted to bring music to people and I wasn't, I could never sing in key. And,
Mhm.
I played saxophone in school,
mm,
dabbled in guitar and things like that, which you might see back there. But, I was not musical enough to play music for people. So
mm.
DJing, well, it was right around the time when DJing started really getting popularized because the equipment, the giant Cerwin Vega cabinets and the 1200 turntables,
Oh
you
man, I
know,
remember those. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I built my own coffin and I built my own um, cases for the records. And I built all that stuff myself and carpeted it, all the
Hmm.
real professional and launched Musical Moods was my DJ
Musical
company.
moves. Right. Right. Right.
And yeah, just, entrepreneurial, just word of mouth, some little bit of advertising promotion here and there. And um, yeah, so being in Los Angeles, I did get to do some things that were, celebrities involved and rap parties and things like that. At the same time, I was also working some club stuff and,
Mm.
you know,
Okay.
but no,
Mhm.
there were a lot of misadventures doing mobile DJing, believe me.
Well, yeah, like I said, I did my research. I won't bring up some of them. I will not. Read it. Hey, go get the book and read all about it in there, everybody. Okay, some good times going on during those DJ days.
Yeah, Dr. Good Times.
Doctor Good Times. Oh man.
Did you ever play Party People?
No.
I
In
had to
fact,
ask.
one of my things was always,
Yo, Trill.
um,
Okay.
the majority of events that I did, and even a lot of the clubs, the audiences weren't always what you would call funk audiences.
Hmm.
Right,
So
yeah.
I was always doing my best to work funk in, whoever it was. And I got pushed back so many times, and they'd be like, sometimes they'd say some very rude things, and even
Yeah.
racist things.
Yeah.
But I was always, man, trying to
Trying to put the
get the
funk
funk
in
out there,
there.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't know what they were missing, man. That's they okay,
Yeah.
okay, that kind of reminds me of wasn't you playing some Funkadelic at one of your gigs or something, and then somebody walked up to you and said something crazy
Yeah.
to that? I'm kind of
Yeah.
similar to
Yeah.
that.
It was at a funk night gig too.
Oh,
And it was, yeah. So I totally understand
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
talking about, Scott. It's like, okay, I know I can play some funk here. All right.
but still get
It
pushed
was one
back,
of those gigs
man.
at the Boom Boom Room, and I was playing Ohio Players, Funkadelic, Parliament, all of the funk Gap Band. I was just covering it all. Slave. And someone came up to me a little tipsy.
Yeah, that's
And
usually
they
the
drink in
problem.
the hand, so I'm kind of I don't get close. And she says, I want to hear some funk. And I
Okay.
kind of laughed because I'm like, I've been playing funk for the past like 45 minutes, right? No, I want to hear some Hula Gang celebrate celebration. I said, oh, no. Yeah. So
Oh man.
all I
Come
could
on.
do is okay. I'll try to get that on for you, but I never played.
Well, if they, maybe she passed you a 20 or something, right? But
I,
I it mm,
you weren't accepting payola then,
sometimes
were you?
that doesn't work because if it breaks the vibe,
Yeah.
it's not worth
that's
it. Yeah, ultimately.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It, yeah.
you bring back those memories though, Chaos, because yeah, so many times people be drunk, and I don't know if you ever had where they bumped into your shit
oh
and
yeah,
cause it to
Oh.
skip.
yeah,
Um,
right in the middle of a nice blend too, right when you're trying to transition to the
or the classic, play something good.
yeah,
Sure, I get right on it. Coming right up, right? I mean, come on, man.
Play something I can
yeah.
dance to.
And all you can do is point at the dance floor and say, "Well, look."
So to
Uh,
all of our viewers, this is a fair warning to all of you who may fit this description. Stop. Don't do it, please. It's
Leave
not
the DJ alone. Let him
leave,
work.
let him do his thing, man. It'll be all right, y'all. It'll be okay.
Have you ever obliged them and just put the record on and like
Mm.
blew the vibe for everybody and then point?
There's the culprit right there.
I,
Special
I,
wait, get on the mic and say, yeah, we got a special request for Sally Ann. Celebration, everybody. All right.
Sometimes
no,
they're so
I didn't
drunk.
announce it, but I did do that. I said, okay, sure, I'll put it on. Watch what happens though.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did it. I even tried to mix it in. Not celebration, but just something somebody had asked for, another song, another time. And when I did, everybody just kind of they was dancing, and they just kind of started slowing down and
No,
turning around, looking
losing the groove. Huh?
right.
Oh
And
man.
then I looked right at the person with the request. I said, and then
Wait,
I just started doing like this.
well, that person should have been out there leading everybody to the dance floor, right? But
I
hey,
don't know. It's like give the people what they want when they want. And they want it all the time.
not that time. But anyway,
Oh yeah. Speaking of that,
what?
super groovalistic function. What did you think? Like, where were you, and what? How did the Mothership Connection album hit you?
Yeah, so the way I got into both Skin Tight and Mothership Connection was a friend of mine whose older brother was in the military stationed in Germany or something like that. So his older
Mhm.
brother had gotten hip to those records. So through his younger brother, that was my friend, he told me, because I had like won a gift certificate to Warehouse Records and I didn't know like what to get. And he said, "Hey,
Right.
my brother, he said this is really great." And so I got Skin Tight, and yeah, for sure. And then with the other one, a little couple months later, I got Mothership Connection, and it was like it was like nothing I had heard. It was definitely out there and different. So it took a while to adjust my frequency, to it, and especially this stuff like the lead off track. I mean, there's nothing like, P Funk wants to get funked up. I mean, on my first
Right.
pass, it was probably like Unfunky UFO because that was the most easily accessible and
Mm.
more traditional, like funk type track. But then slowly upon every listen, the other ones would just start sinking in and pulling me in. And then at some point, it was like, man, just there, I mean, just
Right.
there. Um, Yeah. But that first copy I got of Mothership Connection, Tear the Roof Off skipped. So
Mm,
it was hard to tell too because it was skipping like right on the beat.
okay.
So I had to go
That's
exchange it.
wow.
You
And
had to go take that one back, man. I
I
need
did.
one that's not skipping. Come on
Wow.
now.
That happened with me with Do That Stuff on the Clones album.
Mm.
It would skip right after Jerome's drum intro. You know, after the do that, and then it go, then it go, and it skip into, I was like, ah,
I don't know, man. Maybe they was pressing those copies too fast or something, making the grooves too small. They need to be take their time. Hey, so Scott, let me jump in and ask you something, man. I see that, and I'm going back in time. You got to put on your time machine thing, like what we do. I see that you were in the top 75 Los Angeles DJs at one time, and you had a mentor by the name of Michael the Shell L.A. Hayes. Is this true?
Yeah, he's called the Shell of LA.
The Shell of L.A. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mm,
how does all that mix together with you being one of the top DJs and getting the Shell of L.A. to be your mentor?
So he was a few years older than me and he DJ'd, some events at my Santa Monica High School is where I went to high school. And he did a lot of the house parties because he was like it. He was like the main best known DJ in that area.
Mm.
And so
Okay.
he was also a really cool guy. He was small but mighty when it came to the, wheels of steel. And yeah, so he was the really only one I knew that was doing that. And so
mm,
I followed him, and he was the first guy that I heard a lot of songs through too. Like, I'd go to some of the house parties he was doing. That was the first time I ever heard Get Off Your Ass and Jam. And he was playing stuff that nobody else was, as far as I knew, things that were not on the radio, mixing them together in different ways. So it was really inspiring. And, some of the equipment he had, kind of like my grandfather, I either bought off him or got passed along to me. Things like I had to have some lights at some point, so I got the strobes
Mm.
from him and had those like on top of my huge Soren Vegas with the 18-inch woofers and um, so and then he was in a record pool in Los Angeles
Mm.
that was like the top record pool. It was called Resource Record Pool. One time it was
mm,
called Resource, and then it was also called Impact, and that was the one that just all the top DJs in the area belonged to.
Mm.
And it was headquartered around Crenshaw and Slauson in Los Angeles. So,
mm,
every week would go there and get, like 30 to 50 pieces of wax, mostly 12-inch singles, but some albums too. And
mm.
probably two-thirds of them were often like, stuff you wouldn't be able to use, but it was really cool getting that stuff
Oh yeah,
like
those
that. And
DJ pools was nice back then. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah. And eventually, when I got out of it, I sold some of my gear back to the Shell of LA.
But
Mm.
but to be in the top 75 DJs, man, that's like an honor right there, right? Of LA. That's because I'm sure it was a lot of DJs around that
Yeah,
time. And
a
to
lot of
be considered a
competition.
part of that group, man, that's quite an honor.
Well, I, earned some respect, I guess. And, you know, um, yeah, it was just the circles I was running in, and
Mm.
people were cool, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
And and I was so true to it like I am now, I mean, it was my passion. Spent all my time almost just related to music, either in record stores, DJing, going to shows, reading about music, trying to play it myself. I mean, it was just like sports were in there too. But yeah, I mean, those were the days just living for the groove, man.
yeah, so the music, it can take you many different places, man. I caught what you were saying when you first started. You said your guy, he played Get Off Your Ass and Jam at a house party. I almost wanted to stop you right there in your tracks where you started talking. I'm like, man, what type of house party was that? Because that's the one that I would love to be at. Because I don't remember anyone playing that at any of my house parties that I went to, but that was the jam, right?
Yeah, these house parties I'm talking about would be, packed. I mean, there were sweat boxes
Oh,
and
nice.
dancing and, um, in certain parts of Santa Monica.
Hmm.
And, I mean, that's how I learned how to, where I learned to slow dance and I learned how to dance, period. Uh, I always liked dancing, especially because it would get you close to the girls, but, um, I could never dance to something that I didn't totally feel in my soul.
Mm.
You know,
Oh,
it'd
yeah.
have to have that funk to activate that rhythm.
Yeah. Can't be faking the funk, especially on the dance floor, because you kind of then it starts showing like, oh man, this dude don't know what he's doing out there. He ain't feeling it. Right. You gotta feel it. Definitely gotta feel it.
If you get pulled out there to try to like dance to something like Celebration, it's just like, oh my God.
Oh man, well that's when you start doing the cheer then, just or the YMCA moves or something. That's
Oh,
Start start doing the bounce strut walk and try to get off the dance floor.
they say, okay, I'll be back. Duh.
I'm saying,
that's the
uh,
cringe time, man.
Uh, all right, so okay, you got anything over there, man? Because I got a couple more. If you
oh,
want me to
go
keep
ahead,
rolling,
go ahead.
okay. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, man. Because I'm
Oh
having
no,
fun
man.
over here, man. I want everybody to get their jabs in at Scott, man. While we
You
got
know,
him.
some shows I don't stop talking, so that go ahead.
Hey, okay, hey. So Scott, I know he was recently on your show. Did you have to reel him in at any time? Because I do that over here too. So it's okay. And then he does it for me because we will get way over to the left or to the right sometimes, and we just
Hey man, it's
pull
the
each other in.
ADHD, okay?
All right, so yeah, I got a good one. So I see that you became the music editor for the BRE, and isn't that the Black Radio exclusive magazine?
Yeah.
Man, talk about that for me, please, because that's that's a major achievement, Scott. So talk to
Yeah.
me.
It didn't last as long as I had hoped because they had a change in management. But yeah, it was Sidney Miller's publication, and Hollywood was where their offices were. And I came in there as like an intern,
Oh,
and they
nice.
quickly realized, how into the music I was, and I was doing all these reviews, and I knew so many of the musicians and the records. It became, apparent, and I wanted it to become apparent that, I really knew my stuff as far as that goes. And I also was always really good at writing.
Hmm.
So that combination of the knowledge and being skilled with the pen or typewriter, um, you know, got me notice. And so I did a lot of stuff in that publication, and I was really excited about it. I still have my badge around here somewhere from back then. And but I learned a lesson eventually at that job because they had a change in the like just below Sidney Miller was like whatever that role is, like the GM or something. I don't know. And I didn't like, let her know that I respected her and that I was on board. I still kind of had an allegiance to who had been there.
Mm.
And so because of that, I was shown eventually the door,
Oh
um,
man.
you know. So I learned, if you ever have a change up top, you need to like let them know you're on the same page. Otherwise,
Right.
you're going to probably be looking for another gig.
Dang. Man. Were you able to, the BRE used to do those conferences down in LA. Did you get a chance to, while, you were with them, were you able to attend any of those?
Yeah, I did get to go to one, and I did some, interviews and pieces from that were in the publication. Um, yeah, it was down in Long Beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and Now, it was exciting at the time, just being part of that. And, I had aspirations at the time of finding my way into record production
Mm,
or into A&R
hmm.
or something, with the music labels. And so I spent a lot of time spinning my wheels and doing different things, trying to make that happen. And ultimately, I thought, either I don't want this enough, or I just don't know the right people, or I just am not willing to, well, part of not wanting it enough, maybe not doing the game the way the game needs to be done,
Yeah, it has to be played a little. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's when read that, I was like, man, that's definitely an achievement. I see that you had got your degree in radio, TV, film, right? So you have the chops for the job, man. So I don't know why they let you go. I guess like you said, it's cause you didn't want to play the game with them. So it's another whole thing. Oh man. So, Mr. K, I'm gonna lean on you too, man, because I'll keep talking over here.
Well, I'm I don't have the book, and I'm sorry that I don't. But um,
Oh, we can make that
I'm
happen.
I try to do a you know because I think I first um well I actually saw a picture on the Funkin' Stuff website where you had a picture with George and another one with Bootsy, and I'm trying to figure out the era with George. It looked like it was I'd say like the what was that, the if anybody gets funked up era.
Oh, back when you had the
No,
colored
it
hair.
was before that.
Oh,
So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
because I know he had
Bootsy.
the colored
I'll
hair.
I'll
So
tell both of those if you want. So Bootsy was 82, and
mm.
that was a situation where he was trying to do his comeback with the One Giveth, and great record. They didn't handle it right at Warner Brothers, and I reached out to his manager, George Cachadorian, at the time, and said, we want to do an interview for like KCRW, the college radio station at Santa Monica College. And he was very accommodating, I think, because again, they were looking to get Bootsy back, And so got to meet him, and it was just, at the time, a dream come true for me, a
right.
hero like that. And we hung out and went on a boat ride in Marina Del Rey. Just the four of us, my girlfriend and Bootsy and his manager. And he was in the garb like the whole time, we were together, but he was always Bootsy. Uh,
Right, right.
and then we hung out at a club called the 421 Club in Santa Monica that night. And Cameo was also there. And so
Mm,
I got to meet those guys when they were down to like five members at that point. It was Alligator Woman time.
okay.
And so that was Bootsy. And then George was right after Blackberry Exclusive. I was working for a publication called Inside Music and Video. And I lobbied to get assigned to do a story on George, of course. And so I got to go to the studios in our offices in Burbank for Warner Brothers. And
Mm,
he was just putting out the Cinderella theory at that time.
okay,
So it was
okay.
89 and hung out with George there. And my girlfriend, same girlfriend as with Bootsy, she urged me to invite George over for dinner. And I was like, man, he's not going to come to dinner.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So I did, and he accepted.
See, like what you having? Sure, come on, I'll be over.
So he was at this hotel in Hollywood, and I was living in Culver City. If you know the area at all, it's maybe
Mm,
12 or 15 miles, as a crow flies, but with traffic and all, it
mm.
seems farther. But I had to go pick him up at the hotel because he didn't have wheels and stuff, So I went and picked him up, and I was told I had to do the secret knock to get in. And exactly.
We all know that secret nugget. Shh,
Yeah, we
don't tell
know that
nobody.
one.
So I got in there, and Gary and a bunch of the guys were in there hanging out, and took George back to my place. My girlfriend made like a fancy meal with like lobster, I think, and
Mm,
things like that.
Nice.
She really worked hard on it.
Cool.
right.
George was not in my house for like more than 5 minutes. He was sitting on my couch and rolling a doobie.
Oh, dang.
Made
So
himself right at home,
he
Oh,
did, man.
man. Oh.
But one of the thrills for me was I had like some tapes of like live and unreleased P-Funk and things like that. And
huh.
even some of the older recordings too that I had on like single tapes that I had made mixtapes. And George was just really enamored with those and he wanted some of them. So I gave some of them to him. And in return, he gave me an unreleased copy because it hadn't come out yet of the MCA album
By
that
way
never,
of the drum.
yeah, that never came out, By Way of the Drum. He gave me a
Right.
copy of that that just had the printing and
Like a test pressing or something, huh? Yeah,
yeah,
nice, man. Wow.
and that eventually got stolen out of my car. But
Oh,
Ah, come on, Scott.
ah.
but George and I ended up being so high
Oh,
that we couldn't hardly even touch that lobster.
oh,
Oh man, that's crazy. And he's a fisherman too, so
oh
y'all
man.
must have been
That
y'all
was
must have
some
been
serious
smoking.
ganja, man.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh, man, that's
So, and
crazy.
then after that, you know how George is, man. He remembers people, and he's so open and welcoming. So, at shows after that, I would go backstage, and he would like. I'm like, a few years later, I'm like, he's not gonna remember me, but he totally remembered me.
Oh,
And
cool.
so that photo was taken backstage, I think, around '92 or something like that, after a concert somewhere in Southern California.
Okay, yeah, because I saw that and I said I may have met Scott around that time and we don't realize it, because he did look kind of familiar
Yeah,
in that picture.
that's usually our opening question that we didn't ask you, Scott. It's like either Chaos would ask it or either I would ask it. It'd be like, when did we meet? So people that are watching, do they know when we met? So, Chaos, when did you and Scott meet? Do you remember?
Uh, I really I can't. I think it. Maybe you set it up. I guess I don't know.
All right, Scott. So now I'm going to
Oh,
bounce it to you. So when did you and Chaos meet? Do you remember?
I don't,
Oh,
to be honest, but it sounds like we were moving in some of the same circles. So um,
absolutely.
I don't know. Did you look like you look now, Chaos, back then, or were you different?
yeah, my hair was a little shorter, but I still had to, you know.
You wasn't rocking the mohawk back then, or what?
Uh,
In
that
90?
was 85,
Oh, okay.
80. I think I I grew the locks from the mohawk. So um, yeah,
But you're
I
in Los
don't know, but
Angeles.
I'm pretty sure we may have just seen each other in passing around because I was around him a lot around that time. So um, that
But were you in Los
yeah, but I
Angeles?
thought you meant like now because I met Scott. Of course, I watched the show, the Truth and Rhythm. I would watch that, watch that YouTube channel, and I remember you had Phil, Rick, and then you had Phil on there, and I was just tripping on like all of the guests that you would have on there, and when Phil found out, well, Rick had told me he was going to be a guest on your show. I was like, oh man, that's you know who he talks to, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I don't know, I think it just and Phil was just producing everybody, so And I think I was on my hiatus, so I really wasn't doing any music really. I was just trying to survive. So I don't know, but I don't know how we ended up
Clicking, huh?
gravitate.
Yeah.
I think Phil had mentioned it or something, and then the next thing I know, I'm getting an email from you about the
Hooking it up.
Jam Fans group. So um,
All right.
that's how I remember.
But where did you grow up? Where did you come up?
I'm here from the Bay Area, Oakland, Berkeley.
But did you
But I
spend much
would
time
go
in Los
see.
Angeles though?
I'd spent some time down there whenever if they played here, we follow them down to L.A. or
Mm.
we catch them in L.A. and come back up this way with them. And they do like Santa Cruz and um,
Because I saw
but
almost, I mean, I saw probably 75% of their shows from,
Mm.
early 80s until 2000 and whatever, in those areas, So,
were you at the Beverly Theater show?
oh yeah.
Oh,
Um, no, not I'm not talking about the one that got recorded. What year was that?
Oh,
It
yeah,
was another one they did.
I was at the Beverly Theater one, but
I remember that one. Yeah.
It was another one that was in the hmm,
Mm.
and like everybody was there. It's like, oh wow. That was when like Ice Cube and Dr. Dre was big and Snoop had just had his first album come out. So and George and them played there that night. So that yeah, I don't know. I when I saw the picture, I just thought I said, I think I've seen Scott before I've seen your show and stuff. So but I don't know. Like I said, I think we did in passing of being around. So because you did look familiar. So
All right. Well, let me jump in. So, Scott, when did we meet?
well, I mean, I first got to know you through your music. So,
Oh, okay.
you know,
That's always a good thing.
yeah, it was
But I
like,
mean, when did we actually communicate? Because I had jumped off Facebook. Was it during my Facebook days still? I mean, maybe because
maybe.
it's, yeah, because I wasn't doing any YouTube or anything like this now. So yeah, so maybe it was back in the see. So Facebook does have its perks, everybody.
it serves its purpose.
It serves its purpose. But man, okay, that's another show. But man, Scott, I just man want to applaud you on what you've been doing, man, for years now. I mean, it's hard to keep this stuff going. We were talking before we got going, man, and just putting things together and timing, editing, the people who's going to be on it. It takes some work, man, and you got it down to a science, Mr. Scott. You because I'm telling you, we tune in, we check you out all the time, man. It's the shows that you got going now, and how you branched out and got other, it's like splinters of what you were starting out to do, and now it's morphed into other things, like with the Jam fans.
Right.
That's knocking, man. I mean, I'm seeing the comments and the reviews of it, and how many people are tuning in, man. It's really really taking off.
Well, thanks. So, I wanted to bring some variety and do different things. I may have other ideas too. But like you say, it takes so much time.
Yeah.
I'll still work full time on a
Oh,
day job,
oh man. See, I thought you were retired and was able to do this, man. Oh,
Not
whew.
everyone's on easy street like you, man.
Hey man, hey. Wait a minute now. Come on now. Let's change that subject. Okay, and what else now? Nobody's on the easy street out here. Go. Oh man, no, but it's really taking off, man. I'm like I said, I remember doing episode with you, man, and you didn't do just one part or two parts. You did a three-part episode with me, man, and that was like I want to say before COVID hit, and that was just something, man. How in depth we got with the conversations and showing and the and show and sharing. Excuse me. Let me get it out and sharing the stories of funk, man, and what we all have in common. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, well, that show, Truth and Rhythm, was launched with the goal of every single episode being the most comprehensive interview that person would ever do.
Mm.
So that modest goal, yeah.
It was, man. I'm telling you, I had a sore throat after that interview, man. I was talked out. I was like, man, he got a lot out of me. And I look back at it just to check it out every now and then. I'm like, man, that was a great interview, man. And I see all of the artists that you bring into the
Man.
fold.
I was like, man, how did you find such and such?
Yeah. If you don't mind sharing, how I mean, I don't want you to give up your secrets, but man, there's some folks that you get on there like, who was my guy who would, oh,
Called Butch Small.
how did you know I was thinking about him? Because you
Because
know,
that's your guy. You already said it. That's my guy,
that's
man,
my
with the
guy. I didn't
clapboard.
that clapboard on those jams, man. I did not know that until I saw him on your show, man. And I'm like, okay, that that just solidifies it right there. I mean, so do you do you kind of just throw up a flag and say, "Hey, I need you on my show," or how did that interview come about with that guy, for example?
Sorry, so I don't remember exactly how I connected with him. Sometimes it's through just relentless pursuit on my
Mm.
part.
See,
And,
I like
I
that.
will kind of hunt people down, track them down, if they have, you talked about not being on Facebook, but if they have, any kind of thread on the web or something like that, and if I
Ah,
don't know them or
right.
know someone who knows them, I'll, you know, it's like being a PI, you just,
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm,
we love it, man, because it just shows like, oh man, it's like putting pieces of this big puzzle together because we think we know a lot of stuff, but then man, you may not know about this one piece here or this piece there, and you put it together and it makes a
Yeah,
great
like
picture, man.
the show you had Daryl Dixon on there.
Oh,
mhm.
On and I knew he was I knew he played with P Funk, but he had said he was the one that did sax solo on Flashlight. I was like, oh, it was him.
not
I
Maceo.
always heard it wasn't Maceo, but I never found out who it was, right? And I would say that was Maceo because they don't know. They keep saying it's not him, but it's like they couldn't say who it was. And when I saw that show, I was like, so that's who he is. It's Daryl Dixon.
And
Yeah, so
what helps too is, that people like maybe like a Carl Butch Small, if they see like an episode and they see what I'm about and what the
Hmm.
show's about and, where it's coming from, it's coming from a place of love, a place of knowledge, a place of sharing, a place of honesty, and at the end of the day, really about the music,
Right.
um, they respect that, and a lot of them have been jaded over the years, with
Mm.
different situations where, maybe um, there's different motivations for people wanting to, deal with them, and whether it's to exploit them or
Mm.
ask them a bunch of stupid questions or insulting questions that don't really grasp, what it
right.
is they've done and do. So, they know it's not going to be a waste of time. It's going to be really enjoyable. Their conversation flies by.
Right.
Um, so, and that's what I take a lot of pride in, you know.
No, I just it's I believe I remember like towards the end of one of your seasons, you also had like a list of folks that you hadn't had on the show, and you were very open and said, "Hey, if anybody knows this person that knows somebody that knows that person, get with me." I mean,
Yeah.
that's how open and honest can you be? I mean, you throwing it out there. If you like what you see, let's get it going, and Been hooked ever since, man.
Yeah.
Been hooked.
There's a few white whales out there for me, people that, maybe I spoke to and thought they were going to be on. They still haven't been on and
Yeah,
still,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the,
yeah. Well, Chaos will tell you, boy, I got a couple letters for those folks, but I won't say it here on this right now.
No, because they might be busy, man.
Well,
I'm like, God, I'm gonna be
okay.
relentless. I'm gonna keep asking
Well,
you.
you
Well,
could be relentless
but
too. But okay, go ahead.
yeah, but it takes me. I'm the shy guy, so I got to get the nerve up to ask. But once I ask and I get a response, okay,
You gonna
you gonna have to not answer the phone or your email because I'm
all
gonna
right.
keep asking.
All right,
Once
I'm gonna be funny for a minute. So remember that rating, in his book, how you spell out funky with an exclamation mark. Sometimes you only get two letters, man.
the F, oh, come on, man. Can't be that way,
No, I'm
Phil.
just saying, man, because it's coming from love, man. Because if you're busy, I understand.
Oh,
But Scott, I mean, man, people, it's an opportunity for on both ends. I mean, they see that you're 100% legit. So if you can't do it, tell me. Okay, if you can, cool, let's do it. All right.
there's some guests that I spent like years to get. So
Really?
yeah, like where I'm maybe going after them every 3 months or something like that. And some of them where I was just about to give up, I kept going and I did eventually get them. So
Okay. All right.
yeah,
I guess I got to change my tune then.
yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
man.
just it's rough, man. Like you said, you're doing it from a place of love, and people should see that. And I don't know. Okay. I,
They gotta not to keep harping on it, but
okay. Yeah. Okay.
they gotta. They might not really know who we are.
I understand, man. With
That guy. What's he doing now? He's doing that. I don't really know him for that though. So
true.
I don't
That's
know.
true. I understand. I understand.
And
Like it's
then
yeah. We're
it'll
we're
happen.
we're little fish in a big pond. I understand that, man. But thanks to folks like Scott, things will grow. I know that for a fact, man. So, um, got a
Yeah,
couple.
that's another reason why
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
feel really honored that you're on the show, man. Because you know, the, what you do and what you've done and what you're still doing, and you found the time to be on our show. So that's says a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that makes me feel like we're on the right track.
well, Phil had said the check was in the mail, right?
Oh, yeah, man. The check. Yeah, you may want to check that check, cause that
Was it
thing
an
might
FU check?
it might be the FU and have more bounce to the ounce, like bang. All right, let me get a couple more questions in, man, before we let you go, Scott. And I remember reading because I have my notes here. You were at a Maceo concert back in 2004, and a special guest popped up.
No.
Look at that. See, you see, who was that special guest, and what? How did you feel after seeing this show? That kind of this guy just pops up out of nowhere, and
That was like the best, probably spidey sense for me with a concert, since I figured out that all of P Funk was going to be with the Brides in 1978 at the Starwood Theater in Hollywood.
hmm,
So knowing that Maceo, along with a couple other people like Greg Boyer and people like
hmm,
that, Maceo had been playing with Prince, and they were doing the musicology thing around then, and so Maceo was doing a show at the House of Blues, 2004, as you said, and I was just like, I just feel like Prince is going to show up, man. He's going to come out. So went to the show, and I brought a friend of mine who was like just kind of not a huge fan, But I told him, I had this feeling. And so he came along for the ride. And Maceo played maybe like 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and it was all cool. And then the little guy came out and he didn't just come out and say, hey, I'm going to jam on this one tune. He took the House of Blues over. He did
Wow.
basically a full show. So
Nice.
it was unbelievable
Wow.
and just so exciting. The crowd was so electric to have that happen because a lot of folks had no idea too, you
But you
know.
felt it though.
Right.
You said your
Like I told
spidey
you, I
senses.
told you, I told you.
I know he's gonna be here.
Man, oh, I bet the house just went nuts. Had Maceo been playing, because he's the sax player. Had he been playing like some covers, like, but because sometimes he'll do like some P-Funk songs. Was he playing like some Prince songs prior to him?
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
So
he
he
was
wasn't
just
giving it
doing
away.
his own
Okay,
thing. No, no.
okay, okay. I was wondering,
Doing the
was he?
JB.
Oh, so he was doing some JB stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember the exact repertoire, but it wasn't giving away Prince.
They
And
didn't give. Okay.
2004 was such a Prince year. I mean,
Yeah.
because earlier, I think it was earlier that year, that same year, um, my wife surprised me by giving me a Valentine's gift of tickets to see Prince up at the Fillmore in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
And so for Valentine's Day, Prince and the MPG did two shows up there. Maceo was part of that,
Oh,
Hmm.
and Greg Boyer and all them. And yeah, so that was the only time I've been to the Fillmore. Is Fillmore East, right? Or Fillmore
Um,
West?
I want to
no,
say West.
San Francisco is just Fillmore.
Fillmore, yeah.
Technically, it's Fillmore West, but
They
they
just
don't
call it the
say that.
Fillmore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
and after that, I got to I got a thing autographed by Maceo and Candy Dulfer and
mm,
Greg
Mm-hmm.
Boyer. Um, so that was really cool. And then later that year was when the musicology tour took off and, saw that show in Las Vegas. And then he also did that pay-per-view thing in movie theaters
at the
where it was,
yeah, I went to that the movie and they gave
and you got a
away the
free
free
CD.
CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
that was super cool. I was like, man, you
Well,
know, pr
now was that CD some of Crystal? What ended up
uh,
being on Crystal Ball,
no,
or
the
was it?
musicology,
Oh,
right?
okay.
It was the
Okay.
musicology CD, even though he was doing the tour, but and I remember hearing something, Scott, and maybe you could shine some light on it. One of the reasons he did that, even though he gave those away, those counted as sales.
Mhm.
So it was like it was almost shipped platinum or something. I don't know the full details about it, but yeah, that he was working the system, man.
He was,
Hmm.
man. He was
Oh
working
man,
it ever since he did the
Wow.
symbol on the face and or slave on the face and
yeah,
symbol name. He was working it, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. That dude is truly missed, man.
Mm.
Uh, and I don't know if you've had a chance, but I don't know if you can see the books behind me.
I see the symbol cover there.
Just
See that guitar?
yeah,
Yeah.
but like
Oh yeah. There's the
With the
2010.
symbol.
and, yeah, and all of this, and then the other one is Paisley Park. But what I was getting at, I noticed that you had mentioned that you wanted to try to make a pilgrimage out to Paisley Park. Have you had a chance to get out there yet?
I haven't been there yet, sad to say. It'll be emotional for sure, but I still want to do it. And
Yeah.
I there's been complications. My wife, I can't go without her. I
Mm.
gotta have her
Oh yeah,
included.
yeah.
So if she's not ready to go do it, I'm not going to be doing it
Mm,
and trying
okay.
to, get that together. But man, I sure hope two places well, three places I really like to go is Paisley Park, Dayton, Ohio,
Mm,
and um, Detroit, the
yeah, the
Motown, United
Motown.
Sound, and all
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to make that pilgrimage out there, Scott. If you get a chance, put it on the bucket list, man. Just to then go over check out what is it, First Avenue, just to see it, because it's all history, man. That dude left legacy. It's putting it lightly, a legacy of stuff, man, of music and culture, you name it, changing the industry, changing music itself. I mean, it's a lot to be said on that. But yeah, if you get a chance, when the wife is ready, you guys go out there, man. And I'm sure you have a good time. I know they just did like a pre-release of this of the Broadway version of Purple Rain,
Oh yeah.
Uh,
and the reviews are in, and then, and then
it's not
yeah,
looking good.
yeah.
Are they toward
Is
the
it the two
FU
letter?
or the
Wait,
funky?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it the two letter funky?
it's more towards the two letters, and I was just
or
going
is
to
or is it the one?
Oh man, yeah. They what I've seen lately is just they got some work. They got to iron out some more things. That's all.
Some things just
Yeah,
need to be left.
Anything related
yeah.
to Prince is going to be so difficult to do.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I know, man. Even and I know. See, here we go. I'm getting way off track, but even Dancing with the Stars had a Prince night. I think last night or something, and I was like, and they were playing these songs. I'm like, that's not the. It was. It's tough to wait a minute. It's tough to be this dude, man. You can't. It's you can't pull it off. I
Hearing you guys talk about it, I'm picturing the look he would have on his face if he could see what was going on. I've seen his interviews where he would just
be like,
the way he man, he'd have these looks like you don't have yeah.
man, yeah, it's tough, man. And I know some people, they want to get as close to the spirit of Prince as possible, and doing a Broadway play is one way of doing it. So, yeah, I guess that's what they're trying to do, man. So we'll see. So that they just did a little run through, if you will, in Minneapolis. That played at one of
Oh
those
wow.
theaters there, and it just closed a couple days ago. So they're trying to get it on Broadway. So we'll see.
I don't know about you all, but I've never been into tribute bands.
Mm.
You know, uh,
Yeah, that's a tough. It's tough, man, because I went to go see the Revolution like right after he passed at the Fillmore, and it was something missing, man. I mean,
Of course.
that's what I'm trying to get at. But I wanted to be there because everybody that was there, you could feel that that's what they were missing. It was really. I don't know if it was too soon to do it or didn't wait long enough. Whatever it was, but you could feel everyone that was in that audience, man. It was like you could tell they could say, "Man, this hurts a little, man," because it's not there.
Yeah, they wasn't
but
ready.
not only was Prince so singularly talented and spectacular and unique in doing those songs, his songs, but he would take them in different directions whenever he felt the inspiration.
Right.
And you never knew what kind of left turn there was going to be, or what he was going to solo, or what instrument he was going to jump to. I mean, that is just so out there. I mean, no one could ever hope to replicate that. It's just unfair.
What they're trying, and I really feel bad that the estate, and if you're watching, and let me say, make this official, that the estate um, stopped that Netflix 9-part documentary that was going to come out and show you behind the curtain, behind what's the third, what's behind the third door, what's going on, because it was you get to see a real depiction, and I guess it was too real for them, and they said
Well,
stop.
maybe they didn't want it to be a terrible.
To tear the roof off the city.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that's what it was going to be, but in
I
in
don't know.
9-part harmony though, because it was going to show the
I'm,
good, the bad, and the ugly, man.
yeah, but I mean, sometimes it's kind of like
Yeah, I get it. I
it's
get
like,
it.
man,
I get it.
okay, we know he's not a saint, but
Right.
come on, let us just remember him how we remember him.
I understand.
And I
Yeah.
get the tribute thing. I I like it. To me, it's like if it's done tastefully and
Mm,
it's not trying to like replace or like it's one thing if everybody that's in the band, blah blah blah, were like it was more like a cohesive thing. But for me, like for Prince, it was like the majority of everything was his, and it was like you guys are playing my stuff, but making it yours. But at the same time, it's my thing. So when they're gonna go out there and do it without him, that's why you get that something's missing feel. And
Yeah.
you know what happens when like look what happened with War.
Mm.
And it's even with original members, sometimes it's not working. So it's just kind of touchy. It's just like I'm just one of those people that's like some things you just gotta not do it. Just because you can doesn't mean you
You
should.
should. But
So
so what's your take on it, Scott, with the tribute bands and
Well,
Revolution doing it without Prince and the whole
well, as far as
Broadway
those
thing?
guys go, I think to me it makes more sense for the MPG to do their
Mm.
thing because MPG was kind of its own thing in a way too. And there were a lot of like tracks that were like more funk oriented that were MPG tracks. And I think
Oh,
that it's more,
okay.
I don't know, want to say legit or convincing or more authentic for them to do some of those MPG songs.
Mm.
Like I'm sure they could probably pull off like You Sexy
Yeah,
MF,
right,
and
right.
some of
yeah.
those types of cuts. And they even did some of their own albums, MPG. So that's cool because I love that band.
Hmm.
But the Revolution stuff, I don't know, man, because, you know, it's,
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm just gonna say, man, I was just trying to get it, just, just seeing the group come together because they were all fired at one time, right? I mean, so that's that takes some cojones to even try to do this
Was,
comeback tour thing from
was
being
Wendy and
fired
Lisa
from it.
there?
Oh, the whole, yeah, everybody was there
Okay.
except for Prince,
Yeah.
and they had
Yeah, and I think that's because they, like you said, there was a lot of things that went on where, some of the music was theirs and he made it his and they didn't get whatever. So they probably had that vibe, just okay, now we get to do what,
yeah,
and then like what
yeah.
Scott was saying with MPG, I think that's the era of Prince where he was picking musicians that he was enamored with what
Mm.
they were doing. So that's why he got, like, hey man, I like, the early Prince is like pretty much everything was him. And you go play this, everything's already made. You just play this. Make it yours, but this
I
is what it is
understand.
already.
Yeah, I believe they had and I might be butchering the name. Is it Michael Stokely, guy from
Mint
the-
condition.
condition.
yeah, yeah, they had him singing some of the parts. So it was like another band I was looking at. It wasn't Prince, right? And the Revolution. It was Michael and the Revolution. So anyway, I'm glad I went,
And
but
then
yeah, it was just like I said earlier, it was something missing, and I don't know if they're still touring or if that was just trying to do it when it was the time to do it. But anyway,
Did you,
but
we're getting
okay.
off track, but I'm just curious. Did you
no,
ever see the
yeah, but
original Time
oh
play?
yeah, oh wait,
Oh, I didn't get to see it. Wait
yes,
a
I
minute.
did.
Were they on the purple? They were on the Purple Rain tour, weren't they?
No,
No, they were
that
on
was
the
Sheila E.
1999 tour for a
And
while.
That's the
but
only show that's the only Prince show I seen was the Purple Rain tour
the one
at the Cow Palace.
I saw them at the Bill Graham Auditorium in San Francisco when Prince
Mm.
had Controversy out. So their first album, The Time, was
Oh,
out. So I saw them there,
right.
and then they went to after that the 1999 Triple Threat tour. That was at the Coliseum with Vanity Six and The Time. But then
So let me ask you this:
what?
were they better than Prince? Were
Man,
they better?
I remember everybody would say Time was kicking, his, what, but for the Oakland show, man, man, the people that I was around and
Right,
They were
right.
ready to see Prince. I mean,
Okay.
don't get me wrong. Time was jamming. I mean, and they were playing the music for Vanity Six behind the screen and all of that, or the curtain or whatever. But uh, Prince was still doing this thing, man.
Right.
They were
Yeah.
funkier than Prince in the 1999 tour because Prince had, Little Bit Corvette and these songs that were,
Yeah, he
and the
was
time was
crossing
almost
over.
all
Yeah,
funk material.
it was like he was getting ready for his movie debut. That's what it seemed
Yeah,
like
that
a
new
lead
wave
up to
pop.
that. Yeah, yeah. So, but
Yeah,
man,
he was going new wave and pop
yeah,
along with the R&B. So Scott, have you ever thought about doing a live stream, like just doing the show live?
I have thought about that. I'd like to try it. Um, I do four different podcast formats now, but I've never done live. I've been on live before with like some of the others, like I was on Funkatopia live a couple of times, for example. But it's I'm a, it's a little intimidating, that you're going to be having to do everything on the fly, and then what if hardly anyone shows up, and that kind of thing.
mm, yeah,
So there are those concerns, but at the same time, you don't know until you try it, and it could be a great way to build the community, and just like we're doing to a large extent, and on the Jam fans and things like that, just getting guys together to discuss the common love of funk is a really cool thing, and I would like to foster that. So I may do one. I'd like to.
man, that would be cool. Just throw up the signal, throw up the bat signal. Put it out there, and they will come. They will
Yeah,
show.
I think they would because I mean your show is well known, and I think nowadays there's there's a part of the audience that would like to interact with the show or live and maybe ask the questions because I notice on the chats when the chats are live, but the show was already done. Uh, I noticed with our show too. Sometimes people are asking, typing something in the chat, thinking they're gonna get a response from us right then, right, and they don't. It's kind of like, uh, or so it's kind of awkward for them. Um, but yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying about the if nobody shows up. I've
Yeah,
done plenty Facebook lives where I was just talking to myself, but I had to get it out. So,
oh
and
man.
it's up there. So, but and then
One,
people will watch it thinking you're live, and they're like, "Oh, you're on live." I was like, "No, that was last week."
one thing that appeals to me, I will say, is the idea of just kind of doing and being done, and maybe not feeling obligated to do a bunch of editing.
Right.
Yeah, that editing can add up, but it's hey, we like to get our funk any way possible, man. So whether it's live, tape delay, live chat, whatever, keep doing it, Scott. You're doing a great job, man. And just
Yep.
I I I just know that it's just going to continually to grow. I mean, I see new folks that I haven't seen on some of the comments, leaving comments now, and that's a good thing because now it's spreading. More people are getting the word out about this stuff, man, and that's really a good thing.
And that's what makes it so fulfilling too, is, getting that kind of feedback and knowing that people that feel a similar passion and appreciation for the music and the artists and the recordings and the history, chime in like that. Um, when I was doing the show, I mean, I always wanted to be able to ask questions that if I was in the audience, I would want to
Mm,
ask, you know.
nice, yeah,
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know if you remember a while back when Bob Costas had an interview show.
yeah, vaguely,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember Bob Costas. I don't necessarily remember the actual show though.
He had like a late night show. I think it was like on after like the late show, like after
Mm,
Letterman or something.
okay.
And it was just a one-on-one interview. And I was always so impressed with how well prepared he was for every guest. And all his questions were really intelligent and they weren't, just superficial. and they
right.
would get to the heart of it and really ask people questions as if they knew them, kind of like you did by looking at my book, you know? So, yeah.
Oh, I got one more before we let you go though, man. Because like I said, I did my research, man. I know that NPG really means a lot to you in more ways than one. So I'm not talking about the band, kind of talking about a blessing that kind of came. And I believe you used one of the initials for something in NPG.
Yeah, actually, it goes back to that whole thing of Prince showing up at that Maceo show.
Right. Yes.
Because when I got back from that, it was like 3 in the morning, and I was on such an incredible. You guys know, I'm sure you've been to like concerts that just blew your mind, and you get out really late, and you just still have your ears ringing, and you're still feeling the vibrations,
Right.
and you are just in a state of just post, musical bliss,
Right.
and
Don't
Right.
want to go to sleep. Yeah,
you're
you
on a
ready to,
high,
yeah, kind of just still feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I came home like that, and my wife, was regretting that she didn't go to that show.
Oh,
But I just that whole vibe continued, and it turned out that my son was conceived on that night. He's our only kid, and we traced it back to that night.
that's
She was
beautiful.
pregnant with him when we went to that show in San Francisco that I told you about. So he got
Hmm.
exposed
Mm,
when he was, in there to that
right.
music off the bat, and wanted to name him because my wife and I met because of our connection of Prince.
Yeah.
So he played such an important role in our life. So wanted to do a tribute to our son and give him a name that related to that, but didn't want to do something like actually call him Prince. That was just
Right.
like.
Right.
So I thought, you know what? How about in the song "Sign of the Times"? He says, "Let's have a boy if he's, let's have a baby if it's a boy. We'll call him Nate." So it's like, let's go with that. And then my last name's Goldfine. That's a G.
Yeah, so got
How do
the
we get
N
a
and the
P
G.
in? Let's get a P in there. And the P was Parker for Maceo. And then also Prince did the song Ballad of Dorothy Parker. So it was like all this stuff coming together. And his initials are MPG, and his name's Nathan. So yeah, that was something. And my wife got a license plate that said "I love MPG," and it
Ah,
had, of course, a double meaning. And
yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Man, right on, man.
Cosmic.
See,
That's cosmic.
see, I try to do my research, man. Like I said, I didn't want to expose too much of the personal life, but yeah, I knew that meant a lot to you, man, more than just the band. So yeah, that's awesome, Scott. So, man, I'm looking at the clock on the wall, y'all, and I don't want to keep you. And I know some of us need to eat dinner, some of us over here in the island need to eat lunch, and some in California. I don't know what you're gonna eat over there, but you gotta eat something. But so
alfalfa sprouts.
so before we
Right.
go, I always like to ask Chaos, does he have anything for the team? But I'm gonna flip it around to you, Scott. Do you have anything that you want to promote, talk about, share, let the people know where they can get their funk from? Anything. This is yours.
All right.
Go
Well,
for
thank
it.
you. Thank you. So the website is funkandstuff.net. That's FUNKNSTUFF.net. And I call it that because, I wanted to leave it open to being stuff besides funk.
Hmm.
But, funk is the main thing. And of course, the book that Phil mentioned, it's on Amazon. Appreciate if you pick up a copy. Let me know what you think. Um, and then the podcasts, they premiere every Tuesday on YouTube, pretty much religiously at 7 p.m. Eastern. And it rotates between, um, well, Truth and Rhythm now is only sort of special episodes
Mm,
because that show is more of a legacy type of show. And so if I get an artist that is really a legacy artist, they're going to probably be in Truth and Rhythm. But otherwise, it's where'd you get your funk from?
Mm, nice.
And um, Jam Fans Forum, which is the panel show,
Right.
and on the One and Done, which
Right.
is my answer to like music reaction type shows, except for I'm
Right.
giving you some background, and it's not my first time, and I'm not pretending it's my first time or something like that. And those are
Right.
real quick hits, and picking a song. Last week was "Do It Till You're Satisfied."
Right. VT Express. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's those four in a rotation. Hopefully, it's enough variety for everybody. And you got the website, and it's the Funk and Stuff channel on YouTube where all those play.
Man, and just for the folks that don't know, if you stumbled across us and don't know about Scott, man, definitely check him out because little does Scott know he's going to be mentoring some folks because he's the one that's got this thing under control and making it happen, man. And we are very honored to have you on here, Scott. But before I let you go, I want to let you know one last thing. Um, I am a rhythm fiend. Do you know what
A
that
rhythm,
means?
rhythm fiend.
Yeah. Okay. Because at the end of your book, I took the test. His book has a test, y'all. He's not funking around. Right. We're funking around over here. This dude has a test to make sure that you read the book. And I scored I'm thinking I'm a funk head. I missed 15 out of 50. So which is pretty good. I mean, I landed in the rhythm fiend status, right? Because I got 35 of them right. But I tell you, you guys pick this book up. Don't cheat. Don't just go to the end and try to take the test. Read the book and then take the test. Because there's some stuff you may find out that you didn't know. It's definitely on the one. Like he says, everything is on the one, y'all.
I got to add one thing that I forgot to mention
Go
before we
ahead,
sign
bring
off.
it. Bring it.
I just want to express gratitude, first off, for having me on your show. Thank you. And also for the music that you've provided to some of my podcasts, So I
Oh
think
man, pleasure,
at,
man.
at least two of them have music by PTFI, and so thankful for that. So
Man, let me know if you need some more. It'll be me and Chaos on the next one because he funks around. Ain't that right, Chaos? Oh man. All right, y'all. So you all right. So Kay, we're gonna wrap.
Yeah.
I had Scott did his thing. Do you have anything for the people over there, man?
Just check out Truth and Rhythm, Jam Fans Forum on the One and Done. Go to funkandstuff.net, go to the YouTube channel, Funk and Stuff, and get the book, because I sure will.
Cool.
I want to take that test.
Yeah, yeah. If we had more time, I would go over it with you, but we'll do that offline, man.
No, no,
So
no. I
you
gotta
got,
test my
well,
own funk intelligence.
yes,
Yeah,
you do. Yes, you do.
y'all got the exclamation point as far as I'm concerned. So
Oh,
yeah. Man,
oh, thank you.
see,
Hey,
that's another one of those moments that's like you don't know. No, you guys out there don't know how that feels.
yeah, that's
But
it's a great feeling, man. Hey,
yeah,
we gonna ask y'all to like, subscribe, and share this one because we'll link it and everybody gets to see what we're all funking about and funking around and doing all this stuff together, y'all. So thank you very much, Scott. Once again, thank you, and we will be checking back in with y'all next week. Stay tuned for some more funk coming your way. Peace.
yeah.
thanks, guys.